Karma's a bitch, and Marvel's about to feel its slap. This wonderful news comes from the folks over at Bleeding Cool News. Excuse me, bleedingcool.com, because you can't call what they do news. And the article says as follows. We mentioned over the weekend Bleeding Cool had received significant word that a senior executive at Marvel Comics was being let go by the publisher. Today, we have been told that Marvel Comics has let go their executive vice president and general manager, Peter Phillips, who has been at the comic book publisher since 2011. He joined that year as senior vice president/general manager, leading Marvel's digital inroads into the web, apps, social media experiences for all lines of Marvel business. So successful were those moves that he was promoted in 2013 to executive vice president general manager, where he oversaw the publisher's whole digital media division, with the creation and management of web apps and social media experiences, the video games group, and their developing of mobile, PC, console gaming franchises, and the content distribution division distributing TV and original video across digital and physical platforms, such as The Defenders on Netflix. However, he has now been let go by Marvel Comics. We have no further details, but Phillips has updated his LinkedIn account to reflect the change. We have been told that at the same time Phillips has been let go, he has been joined in redundancy by his number 2 at Marvel Comics, Kristen Vincent, who was appointed as vice president of digital products in 2011. Since when she has worked on Marvel Unlimited subscriptions, Marvel Insider loyalty programs, and the Marvel Kids website and Marvel Augmented Reality app. Are there more big names to come? Well, it's good that something's happening at Marvel. There's some change, but I feel like they're cutting the wrong people. Yes, the things that Kristen Vincent were responsible for are stupid, like the Augmented Reality app, which I tried for the AVX series. But you also have her talk about this Marvel Insider Loyalty program, which I've never heard of. At a point in time, I was the most loyal Marvel fan, but that's changed. Why has it changed? Not because of this corporate oversight, it's because of the creative. The creative division is what needs an overhaul. It's great that they're starting, but they gotta get rid of the editor-in-chief. They gotta get rid of the assistant editors who are on a fucking agenda-driven power trip. Look, you can go to Diversity in Comics and you can listen to him go on every single day about SJW Marvel, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's that kind of creative bullshit that has taken somebody that's been reading comics consistently for 25 years out of the game. Hell, I learned how to read through comic books. Spider-Man was my favorite character, still is. But my mom used to sit down and show me comics, and I would learn the words and look at the pictures. So I've always been into comic books, and I've followed them all the way since 1992. It's nice to know that something's happening, but I won't be too excited until I hear that we're getting rid of people like Tom Brevoort and people like Dan Slott on Spider-Man. Just these asshole creators that think they're untouchable because they work at Marvel. Basically, Marvel, in my eyes, has no goodwill towards anyone. Now, that's not talking about the movies. The movies are fine and good and dandy, and I liked all of them. I loved some of them. This is strictly the comic book publishing aspect of it. I'm a guy that has thousands of Marvel comic books, but I haven't purchased a new one in about 2 to 3 years, maybe. I don't remember the exact date when I stopped reading. I do remember that it was around the time they announced the all-new, all-different Marvel. And I was just like, what is this? These aren't the characters I know. This seems agenda-driven. This seems like they're trying to rectify a problem that is not a problem. This politically correct agenda that's ruining entertainment. More on that to come in another video. But that's at the moment I said to myself, Marvel, we're going to part ways. It's you, not me. I will buy into Doc Ock taking over Spider-Man's body. I will buy into other Captain Americas, but I won't buy into bullshit like killing off Wolverine to have a female Wolverine. I won't buy into bullshit like Captain or Miss Marvel has to be, a kid. I don't like Kid Spider-Man. I don't like Asian Hulk. Bruce Banner is the Hulk, not Amadeus Cho. We don't need these other versions of these popular characters. Here's one thing it does. It causes brand confusion. If you're a kid and you go to see Batman v Superman, which, I'm sorry, but if you go watch that movie, Bruce Wayne is Batman. If you go to the DC comics section of your local comic book store and you pick up a Batman comic, Bruce Wayne is Batman. And Ben Affleck looks close enough that you go, oh, this is really Batman, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you're a Marvel fan and you go to see Avengers or Thor Ragnarok and Bruce Banner's the Hulk in that movie, and you go to pick up a comic book and it's an Asian guy named Amadeus Cho, you're going to get confused and you're going to go, I kind of like the movie more than the book, so I'm just going to watch the movies and not read any more books. Marvel's essentially doing this shit to spite itself. I think they feel like they're doing good in the world, but they're not. You know, I saw an article over on sci-fi-wire.com, which is, I guess, the Sci-Fi Channel's new blog or whatever the fuck it is. But they said that Marvel and DC need to team up to stop this toxic fan culture. There is no toxic fan culture. What's toxic is the attitude of the Marvel creatives. These writers and some artists and editors are on a power trip, and they're not that good. You think Stan Lee would have been able to build up Marvel? And we're not talking about who he screwed over in the artist pool, but do you think he would have been able to build up Marvel's goodwill the way he did if he spoke to people the way they do nowadays? No. Go back and look at an old letters page. Maybe Stan didn't read them all and write back to them all, but there was a level of humor and goodwill towards every fan, no matter what the letter was. Not some bitchy-ass 23-year-old editor telling some old guy, well, you really need to just stop talking and listen to younger people because they know what they're talking about more than... No, that's bad business. I'm in business. You never, ever talk down to a consumer. Ever. I don't care if they tell you the sky is purple, down is up, and Obama's still the president. You do not tell a customer they're wrong. Marvel shits on their customers and their audience, and it shows. We're at a point now where sales are down. Sales are laughably bad. I know everyone's come to the excuse, well, there's more ways to consume comics, so we don't take those into account. Even if you do take those into account, you know, the internet has been the same for the last 10 years, roughly, you know, Web 2.0 and all that shit. 10 years ago, these books were selling, like I've read online, 50,000 more per issue. What's the excuse? Marvel's bigger than it's ever been. Marvel has 3 sections at my local stores. If you go to a toy store, they have a little DVD section. They have a big section over in this Disney Infinity figures that failed. But then Marvel has like 3 toy aisles. Just one's a Guardians of the Galaxy section, one's a Spider-Man section, and another one's like a Marvel Legends section where they have everything. So don't tell me that Marvel's brand awareness is in the toilet. Marvel Comics are in the toilet. And it's people like Tom Brevoort and Axel Alonso, and all these editors over at Marvel. It's their fault. It's not Joe Blow and Jane Doe in the corporate division, unless they're directly responsible for hiring said creatives or lack of creative personalities. So that's all I really got to say about it. I could go on and on about Marvel. I think I'm going to go on and on about SJWs and entertainment soon. So if you liked this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel because there's a lot of content coming out in that vein. If you liked this rant, we got a lot more Marvel stuff to talk about. Last month was Spider-Man month. We did a bunch of videos on Spider-Man, from best comics to best costumes, all kinds of shit. Just go look at it. You'll do yourself a favor. I also got a really popular video called Marvel is Literally Begging You to Buy Their Books, where I go into detail about how Marvel will ship more than you buy and basically give away free books just to look like they're moving more product, even though they're not. So, if you're very down on Marvel Comics, subscribe to this channel because take it from a guy who's been reading for 25 years. I've lost faith in them. Maybe when they apologize, and maybe when they restructure their creative divisions and stop making Spider-Man a billionaire, and stop making Iron Man a black girl named Riri Williams, and stop making Thor Jane... Well, that's over, so I can't really complain about that anymore. Bring back Bruce Banner, because there's nothing wrong with Bruce Banner. Bring back the Logan Wolverine that we all love. Not Old Man Logan. Not this Marvel Legends or Marvel Legacy bullshit that's coming out in a couple weeks. Like, just Marvel. Reset and apologize. People are forgiving. I'm ready to forgive. I'm sure people that listen to this video are ready to forgive. But you guys are doubling down on the bullshit. Stop. Take a step back, look at what you've done, and apologize. We'll be here waiting. But for how long, I can't say.